Hey guys, so we're here in downtown Dayton. We're actually headed to an event at a, will you stop? We're actually headed to an event at a place called the Arcade Square. I will tell you a little bit more about it at the end of the video, but here we are at Courthouse Square right now. And this is where our city Christmas tree is. You can see it behind us. Over Tony's head, you can see our courthouse. The courthouse is actually, he's apparently much better at this than I am. The courthouse is actually someplace, stop! My goodness, the courthouse is actually someplace was it President Lincoln that spoke?
We've had multiple presidents, many multiples of presidents.
Okay.
Many multiples of presidents that have spoken here, including Lincoln. And if you walk around the tree area, you can actually see plaques commemorating each speech. I think Reagan was the last one to speak down here.
So they have, if you look over here, that direction, you can see they have a light show that you can listen to. We've not done that this year, so I'm not sure how that works. We'd have to look into it. But this is our Christmas tree, and I'll turn this around and show you what our Christmas tree looks like. Nothing like Rockefeller Center, some of the big cities, but totally, you know, it's for small hometown Dayton. So where we're headed is actually right over here to the arcade, and that's where they're having holidays, and we'll head over there now and I'll show you what the inside of the arcade looks like. Hey, so I just wanted to share a little bit of information about the Dayton Arcade, where Holidays was held, and a little bit about what we saw there. Dayton Arcade, I've got some notes here because I'm not going to remember all this. The Dayton Arcade was built between 1902 and 1904. It had some of the latest innovations of the time, like elevators, a power plant, and cold storage plant. The rotunda was originally a market and then one of the first places you could purchase citrus and seafood in the Dayton area, which was a big deal in an era where seafood had to be shipped in from the coast and citrus had to be sent on a train from Florida. And there were tracks under the arcade where this actually would get offloaded directly into the arcade where the market was. If you're watching the video, there's a section that gives you like a close-up of the items in the rotunda. It's decorated with baskets of fruit, turkeys. The keystones at the top of the arches have ram's heads. Horns of plenty with native fruits and vegetables are in between the arches, and at the top of each column are boughs of oak leaves and ivy. And as you can tell, it's very intricate. When the sorry, my dog's down here. Hey, buddy. When the arcade was built, when the arcade was refurbished or restored, they did their best to refurbish these items back to the way they were when the arcade was built at the early 1900s. So that vibrant color that you see is what was actually the way it was when it was built. In 1975, it was placed on the National Historic Register of Places, and holidays started in 1991 as a way to bring people downtown and feature the arcade as an event space in downtown. It wasn't enough, though, and the arcade closed in 1993. It sat dormant and slowly began to decay until 2019, when a group of investor members raised almost $100 million in capital. After over a year of renovations, the first tenants took occupancy in 2020, and the rotunda and several other spaces are available for rentals or special events like holidays, weddings, and meetings. And then in 2021, Holidays started again and was a huge success. The event features small business vendors from around our city and includes things like bakeries, sauces, snack and other food creators, crafters, vintage book and vinyl dealers, pet treats, clothes, art, and home goods. There's something for everybody, and it truly is an adventure to meet so many Dayton originals. One of the things that our city promotes are what we call Dayton originals. Things like Mike Sells Potato Chips, which is the oldest potato chip factory in the U.S. We have what we call Dayton style pizza, and you can get it at several places, but Marion's and Casano's both offer Dayton style pizza. So it's nice to see some of those Dayton originals in a unique space like the Dayton Arcade. The Dayton Arcade is very much a Dayton spot. So I just wanted to share a little bit with you about what we saw when we were there. Sorry, I'm looking at more notes here. What we saw when we were there, and a little bit about the history of the arcade. All this is in the description below, along with a link if you want to see more about the arcade and about the renovations at the arcade. If you're from Dayton, you understand how exciting it is that the arcade is open. And if you're not, I hope you can appreciate the interior architecture and why it's such a big deal that the arcade is now back open in Dayton. So I hope you guys enjoyed today. And I look forward to doing more Vlogmas for you for the rest of the month.